A giant monstrous creature descends upon the city, bringing mass destruction and chaos everywhere. Terrified citizens run for their lives through the street to escape the giant monster. While everyone panics, a young man named Leo stands frozen in the middle of the street. Instead of fleeing like the rest, Leo slowly walks forward as flames ignite around him. Leo stares silently into the night as strange electric sparks begin forming on his skin. Surges of bright electric energy wrap around Leo's body as he suddenly turns around. The electric currents race down his arm, filling his dark eyes with intense shock and pain. Leo drops to the ground as red veins of power crackle across his entire body. He screams out in unbearable pain as a brilliant burst of lightning blasts him upward. A powerful glowing orb flashes brightly in the sky after the massive energy explosion. A faint light gleams in the darkness as Leo slips away into unconsciousness. Leo lies still while a bright, mysterious orb floats softly above him. The strange glowing orb descends and absorbs directly into Leo's head. Everything goes completely dark as Leo stays fast asleep on his bed. Suddenly, Leo jolts awake in a cold sweat, staring up in shock. He lies in bed wondering if his wild visions were caused by awakening his talent. Sitting up, Leo thinks back to 100 years ago when dimensional rifts first appeared. Terrible beasts poured through those rifts, putting the entire human race in grave danger. Terrifying monsters and demons flooded Earth, leaving total chaos and destruction in their wake. Cities burned to the ground as humanity struggled to survive against the endless monster attacks. However, the mysterious energy from the rifts also unlocked special hidden talents inside humans. A select few awakened powerful abilities, giving mankind their only hope to fight back. Human heroes with special powers fought back, kicking off a whole new era for mankind. Leo snaps out of his deep thoughts as quietness fills his bedroom. He sits alone on his bed, feeling completely drained after his strange dream. Leo looks down at the strange dark stone resting in his hand. The mysterious stone suddenly glows bright yellow as its hidden magic activates. He turns his head in disbelief, watching the floating screen analyze his sister's stats. The screen reveals Mia's stats, showing that she possesses an unawakened low-tier frost talent. Leo looks down toward the door where Mia is standing inside the room. The floating status screen shows that Mia possesses a rare, unawakened frost talent. Leo stares in complete shock as he realizes he can suddenly see hidden stats. Curious about the strange sight, Leo reaches his hand out toward the window. Suddenly, another system window pops up right in front of Leo's face. Leo looks down at himself as his own system screen prepares to open. His own status window appears, confirming that his current talent level is very weak. Staring at the screen, Leo realizes this magical system could change his entire future. Before Mia can walk away, Leo reaches out and grabs her by the wrist. Mia turns around in surprise while Leo holds her wrist and checks the screen. Mia stops in her tracks, completely confused as to why Leo suddenly grabbed her. As Leo grabs Mia's wrist, a bright glow surges between their hands and activates his new power. A glowing status screen suddenly pops up right in front of Leo's eyes, startling him. The screen reveals Mia's stats and shows that both her cultivation and frost talents are copyable. A system prompt asks Leo if he wants to copy Mia's talents, leaving him completely shocked. Realizing he can copy powers from others, Leo realizes his weak future is no longer hopeless. He stares closely at his hands, overwhelmed by the incredible potential of his new ability. Mia breaks his focus by announcing that she made his favorite braised pork dish for dinner. Leo snaps back to reality and joins Mia in the kitchen to enjoy their home-cooked meal together. Plates filled with freshly cooked food sit on the table, waiting for them to eat. The two siblings sit down at the dinner table together while Mia offers him more food. While eating, Leo decides not to copy Mia's power since she needs her own rare talent to grow strong. He knows Mia will become extremely powerful once her rare frost ability fully awakens in the future. Leo quietly finishes his dinner at home, reflecting on his decision to leave Mia's talent untouched. He glances over at the shelf lined with family photos before leaving his apartment. A picture of his loving parents stands quietly on the shelf, reminding him of his goal. Outside, the city bustles under a bright blue sky as people go about their day. Leo steps onto the busy city street, ready to test his copying ability in public. He puts on his dark hoodie to blend into the crowded sidewalks unnoticed. Walking among the crowd, he prepares to activate his system's scanning feature. Leo decides to unleash his scanning skill to check everyone around him for powerful talents. Glowing purple waves surge from his eyes as his detection ability activates across the area. A massive radar grid spreads over the city blocks, scanning nearby people for special traits. The scan reaches deep into the surrounding neighborhood, seeking out hidden talent nearby. Leo realizes he can only inspect people's talents when standing within 3 meters of them. As he scans the passing crowd, he finds that everyone around him only has weak low-tier talents. Leo determines that he must find someone possessing at least a mid-tier talent to copy. He walks past a busy street while thinking about how to bypass the strict talent evaluation rules. Suddenly, a clever plan comes to mind as a confident smirk appears on his face. He travels straight to the front stone monument of the local 5th Academy campus. Leo arrives at the grand fortress gates of the academy, where powerful fighters train. He sees heavily armored warriors carrying massive swords and shields walking around the entrance. Leo blends into the crowd and walks right behind the armored warriors to scan them. A sly smile forms on his face as he gets within range of his potential targets. He adjusts his hood while preparing to copy a much stronger talent from the warriors. 10 days later at the academy stadium, the instructor explains the basics of becoming a martial warrior. The tough instructor demonstrates the proper sitting position for their energy training technique. He tells the students they must create an air vortex near their chest to pass the test. Everyone focuses intently on their breathing, trying hard to channel their inner energy. The overwhelming effort wears out the class, causing several exhausted students to collapse. Leo stays seated upright while struggling to breathe as the instructor walks past the fallen students. Leo worries that his low talent level is keeping him from creating the required energy vortex. The harsh instructor calls an end to the session and harshly scolds the entire class. He warns them to stay motivated and stop acting like a lazy group of failures. The scarred instructor walks away with a cold smirk, completely unimpressed by their effort. Leo glares intensely with dark eyes, refusing to give up despite his current limitations. While walking outside, Leo asks his friend Toby about the famous student named Carl. Toby excitedly explains that Carl was personally taken in as a disciple by the academy principal. To prove how special Carl is, Toby proudly pulls out a signed sheet of paper. Leo looks at the paper in surprise, realizing it is Carl's official autograph. Toby brags that selling this autograph will cover all of his living expenses at school. With a smug smile, Toby imagines how much money he can make from Carl's signature. Leo stares at his greedy friend in complete disbelief with an awkward sweat drop. Suddenly, a large crowd of excited students gathers as Carl walks through the courtyard. Several female students quickly surround Carl, eagerly asking the popular star for his autograph. Without hesitating, Toby charges forward into the crowd to demand another valuable autograph. Toby screams at the top of his lungs while pushing through the excited crowd. Leo watches in awe, realizing that Carl really is as famous as everyone claims. Seeing Carl in the center of attention, Leo smirks with glowing red eyes, hatching a sneaky plan. Carl smiles humbly as a female student enthusiastically praises him for his great achievements. Leo inspects Carl's status window to check his talent level and decides to approach him directly. He steps forward through the crowd with purpose, heading straight toward the school's top student. Carl remains calm and confident as more admirers eagerly rush over to greet him. Toby eagerly runs up toward Carl, while Leo calmly follows close behind through the courtyard. Toby and the surrounding students cheer excitedly, hoping to get a chance to shake Carl's hand. Toby gets to shake hands with Carl, while Leo walks right up to get his turn next. Carl politely shakes hands with each student, encouraging them to keep working hard at their training. Carl extends his hand forward, offering a friendly greeting to the next person in line. Carl invites Leo to shake hands, completely unaware of the sinister plot Leo has prepared for him. Leo readies himself as he gets closer to make contact with Carl. Leo smirks with red glowing eyes, knowing his plan is working perfectly. He steps forward confidently to greet Carl face to face. Both of them extend their hands to officially shake on their introduction. As their hands clasp together, Leo activates his secret copying skill immediately. Carl complains because Leo squeezes his hand much harder than expected during the handshake. The two stand opposite each other while Leo holds on to finish copying the talent. After Carl walks away saying goodbye, Leo inwardly celebrates that he stole the mid-tier talent. Leo smiles triumphantly now that Carl's powerful ability belongs to him. Later that rainy evening, dark clouds pour heavy rain over the area. Stormy rain washes over the nearby forest as night settles in completely. A system notification pops up asking if Leo wants to fuse his newly copied mid-tier talent. Leo sits quietly inside a dark cave, getting ready to fuse his new talent. He thinks carefully about what might happen during the fusion process. He knows that combining talents can unleash painful energy throughout his body. Still, Leo decides to take the risk to gain greater power. The system screen pops up, asking if he wants to begin fusing now. Without any second thoughts, Leo selects yes to confirm his choice. He closes his eyes and sits cross-legged as green light surrounds him. A sudden, sharp pain strikes his chest, causing him to clutch his shirt. Leo throws his head back and screams out loud in intense agony. He collapses onto the ground, struggling to withstand the painful fusion process. The pain turns out to be much worse than he ever imagined it would be. Gritting his teeth, Leo grips the floor tight and tries to endure it. Bright lightning strikes across the dark rainy sky outside the mountain cave. Inside the cave, Leo sits quietly as the unbearable agony finally begins to fade. Heavy steam blows from his mouth while sweat drops drip off his exhausted face. A system window appears showing his cultivation talent has successfully upgraded to mid-tier. Leo smiles as he thinks that enduring all the terrible pain was totally worth it. He smirks with confidence, feeling brand new strength flowing through his body. Suddenly, a new status message pops up in front of him while sitting. The display reveals a 30-day cooldown timer before he can copy another talent. Leo is shocked to realize he can keep stealing powers every single month. His eyes glow bright red with excitement over how powerful this cheat ability is. He sits cross-legged to practice the body refinement technique his teacher shared today. A glowing orb of energy forms instantly as his cultivation begins to circulate. Leo is stunned as powerful white energy suddenly begins swirling around his body. He holds his focus and lets the energy flow through him during meditation. Leo realizes his new mid-tier talent makes activating his energy technique much easier. Feeling his immense power grow, Leo opens his eyes with newfound confidence and determination. Outside in the stormy night, Leo vows to become an elite and great martial warrior. He steps out of the cave into the rain, ready to aim higher than ever. A confident smirk spreads across Leo's face as he embraces his growing power. Meanwhile, the full moon shines brightly over the quiet city skyline at night. Suddenly, a mysterious shadow flies across the night sky toward the city. A giant blue beast with sharp claws swoops down from the cloudy night sky. The terrifying monster dives fast toward the city below, ready to unleash destruction. The ferocious beast snarls viciously with red eyes and razor-sharp fangs in the air. A father and his young daughter walk home together at night, casually discussing dinner. Walking behind them, Leo reflects on how much training he still needs to become a true martial warrior. Leo carries his lantern through the quiet streets while listening to the happy family ahead. He thinks about how Mark is getting personal training from the principal to grow stronger fast. Suddenly, a violent splash of red blood sprays across the dark street. The father drops his light onto the ground as the sudden attack happens in a flash. A massive shadow beast pounces out of nowhere and savagely strikes the father right before his daughter. Leo freezes in total shock as he witnesses the horrific monster attack. The little girl screams in terror while the beast stands over her wounded father. Tears stream down the young girl's face as the huge beast turns its deadly gaze toward her. The terrifying creature snarls with glowing red eyes, ready to harm the defenseless child. Leo watches in total shock as the dark creature stands over its victim on the empty street. Terrified pedestrians flee in panic after witnessing the deadly creature attack a man in the street. As people run away screaming, Leo realizes he is standing face to face with an actual monster. The creature looms terrifyingly over the fallen victim while the frightened girl stands frozen in fear. The wolf-like monster opens its giant jaws, showing off razor-sharp teeth dripping with blood. With glowing red eyes, the ferocious beast lunges forward to attack the helpless young girl. Leo dives in just in time, scooping up the young girl to save her from the beast's attack. Holding the girl, Leo tries to run but realizes the monster is far too fast to escape. Suddenly, a giant beam of glowing blue light comes slashing down from high above the city street. A powerful hero wearing a dark cape leaps down from above to challenge the dangerous monster. The cloaked warrior lands heavily on the street, driving his sword down and shattering the pavement. The powerful impact tears open the road, forcing the shadow monster to retreat back. Shockwaves ripple violently through the air as the warrior unleashes his intense aura. The furious wolf monster digs its sharp claws into the asphalt to catch its balance. The beast snarls ferociously, baring its razor teeth with glowing red eyes and steaming breath. The warrior's red cape whips around dramatically as he prepares to confront the beast. The cloaked fighter stands tall with glowing eyes, apologizing for his late arrival. He raises his gleaming sword, while heavy smoke rises from the shattered ground beneath him. He shows a scarred, fearless face and smirks wickedly at the giant beast. The battle-tested captain introduces himself as Victor, standing bravely between Leo and the monster. Captain Victor calls out to Leo, telling him to quickly take the young girl to safety. Leo agrees right away, pulling the terrified girl close as he prepares to fall back. Victor taunts the monstrous wolf and charges straight forward with his heavy sword raised high. He leaps fiercely into the air, closing the distance toward the beast in a single bound. Victor swings his sword with full force, clashing violently against the ferocious monster's sharp claws. Sparks fly everywhere as Victor midair skillfully blocks the beast's powerful strike with his blade. Meanwhile, Leo gently covers the frightened young girl's eyes to shield her from the brutal battle. Victor grits his teeth as he pushes against the immense pressure of the giant monster's claw. He tightens his grip on the heavy broadsword handle to gear up for a massive counterattack. With a loud roar, Victor swings his sword upward, knocking the creature back into the sky. He follows through with all his strength, generating a huge rush of wind from the swing. Victor leaps after the dark shadowy wolf as it leaps between buildings at blazing speed. The beast's incredible agility makes it difficult for Victor to land a direct hit on it. The giant wolf beast circles above and lunges downward to strike Victor from a blind spot. Victor gritted his teeth and pushed his body to the limit during the fierce airborne struggle against the beast. Two of Victor's brave squad members suddenly lunged down from above, swinging their swords at the monster midair. Another skilled warrior dropped down with his blade ready, joining the surprise attack against the fast wolf monster. The vicious wolf beast let out a terrifying roar as its eyes glowed red with furious rage. The squad members coordinated their powerful sword slashes together, trying to surround the monster next to the tall building. Ignoring their incoming blade attacks, the terrifying wolf beast dove straight down toward the ground at unbelievable speed. One of the fighters shouted out urgently to warn Victor as the monster charged down at them. The squad members assembled on the street below with their swords drawn, ready to face the diving beast together. Victor grinned with satisfaction as he flew back into action, glad his team showed up right on time. Victor and his squad members leaped into position together, unleashing a flurry of coordinated sword slashes. Their combined sword strikes sliced through the air in unison, cutting into the beast with immense speed and power. The massive wolf beast continues its relentless assault against the team. Victor grips his sword tightly, preparing to counter the creature's next move. The monster extends its razor-sharp claws, ready to strike with lethal force. Victor watches the beast closely, his eyes narrowing as he anticipates danger. The creature lets out a terrifying roar, signaling a shift in power. The battlefield shakes as the intensity of the fight reaches a peak. The wolf beast's eyes glow with a dark, menacing energy as it transforms. Dark, swirling energy erupts from the monster, creating a chaotic atmosphere. A sudden, powerful shockwave ripples outward, forcing the squad to react quickly. The beast enters a dangerous blood burst mode, forcing the team to retreat. Red energy trails follow the beast as it tears through the city streets. Victor lands safely, reassuring his worried team that he is still standing. A powerful energy surge tears through the air as the beast makes its move. The monster leaps across the city rooftops, desperately trying to escape the team. Victor watches the creature closely, his eyes glowing with intense and focused determination. Victor tells his squad to stay calm because the monster has nowhere left to go. He grins with confidence, fully aware that the beast is trapped within their reach. High above the city, Victor prepares to corner the glowing, red aura beast. Suddenly, a new ally named Sarah appears and tells the monster she has been waiting. Sarah draws her bow, moving with incredible speed to intercept the fleeing enemy. With a swift motion, she releases a deadly arrow directly at the target. The sharp arrow whistles through the night air, closing the distance in a flash. The beast is struck mid-air, its attempt to escape cut short by the attack. Leo stands on the street beside his sister, quietly watching the battle unfold from a safe distance. Down on the pavement, the wounded red beast struggles to move its trembling claws. Leo focuses his glowing eyes, immediately sensing that the creature is far from dead. Meanwhile, Victor's squad assumes the target is completely defeated and moves in to finish up. The hunters surround the crouched monster, completely letting their guard down in celebration. Suddenly, a hunter screams out in utter panic as he sees the monster twitch. The entire team turns around in sheer shock as a sudden wave of killer energy erupts. Breaking free instantly, the red beast charges down the street with explosive speed. The enraged monster lets out a blood-curdling roar, baring its deadly sharp teeth. It lunges forward with open jaws, launching a vicious surprise attack straight at the hunters. The squad panics as they realize the wounded monster is still tenacious and attacking. Victor charges down the street with his sword, telling his team to leave the beast to him. Victor shouts with full confidence, determined to claim the kill all by himself. Meanwhile, Leo stands quietly on the sidewalk with Mia, watching the entire fight unfold. Leo smirks with a glowing eye, recognizing this as the perfect moment to step in. Leo dashes forward into the air, building up massive energy in his fist. Leo slams his glowing punch right into the red monster's head midair. A system notification confirms that Leo successfully copied the red monster's power. Leo clenches his fist as electrical energy crackles around his hands. He spins through the air at blinding speed, delivering another heavy strike. Leo flips overhead while sending the giant beast crashing downward. The red creature hits the pavement hard, completely defeated by Leo's surprise attack. Leo descends upon the beast with incredible speed, his eyes glowing as he prepares to strike. He lands a devastating blow, successfully copying the monster's powerful ability for his own use. The impact is massive, slamming the creature into the ground with overwhelming force and speed. Leo continues his relentless assault, ensuring the monster has no chance to recover or fight back. Blank. True Leo remains focused and calm, his eyes locked onto his target amidst the chaos of battle. A faint, dangerous smirk crosses his face as he realizes the fight is essentially already won. He delivers one final, crushing punch to ensure the red beast is completely defeated. Blank. True Victor watches in shock, realizing the terrifying monster is already dead thanks to Leo's quick work. Leo stands over the defeated creature, breathing heavily but clearly in total control of the situation. Leo looks down with a cold stare, already thinking about what he needs to do next. Leo's hand is covered in fresh blood after the brutal fight. A notification confirms he successfully copied the beast's powerful talent. The message flashes bright to show the process was a complete success. Victor shouts in shock as he watches the scene unfold before him. He yells about the wolf, still reeling from the sudden turn of events. The team quickly acknowledges the captain's orders amidst the chaotic battlefield. Leo stands calmly while the others continue to fight nearby. Leo looks at his blood-splattered face and confirms he is ready to move. He steps into a quiet bathroom to clean himself up quickly. Leo washes the monster's blood from his hands and face. He wants to look normal so his friend Alice does not get worried. Leo takes a deep breath and finally feels calm after the intense battle. Leo keeps his expression cold while his mind races after the intense battle. He returns to the city to find a quiet place to clean up. Leo carefully unlocks the door to his home to avoid making any noise. He slips inside the apartment, hoping to remain completely unnoticed by anyone else. The house is peaceful and quiet, which is exactly what he needs right now. He walks over to where Alice is sleeping soundly in her bed. Leo watches over her, relieved that she is safe and unaware of the danger. Seeing her face at peace helps him calm his own racing heartbeat. He reflects on the terrifying reality of the monsters he just faced today. The memory of the creature he fought still feels fresh in his mind. A simple meal sits on the table, waiting for him in the quiet kitchen. Leo walks through his quiet home, feeling exhausted after his intense battle. He tucks Alice into bed, thinking about how terrifying the monster really was. He stares at Alice, knowing he must become stronger to keep her safe. Leo sits alone in his room, holding a monster core in his hand. He wonders if he can fuse a monster's dangerous talent into his own body. His interface shows the Silver Moon Wolf's low-tier blood and speed talents. The system warns that this fusion could be extremely painful and life-threatening. Despite the danger, Leo remains determined to protect the people he loves. Leo steels his resolve, ready to push his limits and face the pain. Leo clenches his teeth, preparing for the intense pain of the dangerous talent fusion. Blank. True, the system begins the process of copying the dangerous speed talent into Leo's body. Blank. True, Leo screams as the overwhelming power starts to violently surge through his entire system. Alone in his dark room, Leo collapses on the floor as the transformation continues. His body feels like it is shattering, with every bone aching from the pressure. Leo writhes in agony, struggling to maintain his composure while his body rapidly adapts. He cries out in shock when he realizes his leg has been severely damaged. The pain is unbearable as his physical form struggles to contain the new power. Leo stumbles, his body feeling torn apart by the raw energy of the talent. He gasps in horror, realizing his leg is broken from the intense, forced mutation. Leo stares ahead as the intense energy finally settles within him. A status window appears, confirming he has successfully copied the speed talent. He looks down at the vast training grounds from high above the trees. Red energy crackles around his body, signaling his new power is active. He pushes off the ground, moving with incredible, newfound speed. Leo streaks through the air like a bolt of red lightning. He leaps across the sky, easily clearing the distance toward the cliff. He lands on the rocky ledge with a heavy, powerful thud. The red energy continues to swirl around his boots as he stands tall. Leo grins, feeling the rush of his successful transformation. He launches himself from the cliff, diving back into the forest. He lands smoothly, surrounded by a cloud of dust and glowing energy. Leo uses his new speed to move like a blur through the forest. His eyes glow with intense focus as he channels his power. A single leaf drifts slowly through the air near him. Leo reaches out and catches the leaf with lightning speed. He is very impressed by the incredible swiftness of the wolf talent. He stands ready, feeling the surge of energy flowing around him. Leo leaps across the landscape, moving faster than ever before. He sits down to meditate and think about his current abilities. He knows his speed is great, but his total power is still weak. Leo desperately needs to find a way to improve his cultivation speed. Suddenly, a man named Bob appears and calls out to him. Bob greets him loudly, clearly happy to have finally found him. Bob finds Leo training alone in the forest and is surprised to see him. Bob is excited to see his friend again after not finding him at school. Bob notices Leo looks much stronger and guesses he reached a new stage. Leo admits that his training has been going well lately. Bob smiles and reveals the secret behind his own rapid progress. Bob confesses that drinking monster blood was the secret to his success. Leo is stunned to learn that monster blood has such a powerful effect. Leo regrets not collecting blood from the wolf he defeated earlier. He feels like he truly missed out on a great opportunity. Bob tells Leo about an upcoming event that could help him. The academy is opening a new wild zone for a special exam. The prize for winning this exam is a supply of rare monster blood. Bob explains that the monsters in this zone have already been cleared out. Leo listens closely, thinking about the potential value of monster blood. Bob tries to recruit Leo to join his squad for the upcoming hunt. Leo looks visibly annoyed and confused by Bob's sudden proposal. Leo asks Bob what he actually means by this strange invitation. Bob insists he is just trying to look out for his good friend. Leo politely turns down the offer and walks away from Bob. Bob is left behind, feeling hurt and calling Leo cold-hearted. Leo walks away alone, ignoring Bob's dramatic reaction to his rejection. Leo knows he must work alone to keep his special ability secret. He remains focused on finding monster blood to reach a new realm. True. A month has passed at the 5th Academy, and Leo enters the main office. The stern instructor demands to know if Leo has gathered the required intel. Leo stands before him, looking serious and ready to deliver his report. The instructor gives a cold, menacing smile while staring directly at Leo. The instructor slams his desk and mocks Leo for acting like he wants to die. Leo looks shocked and overwhelmed by the intense pressure from the instructor. Leo reaches down to pick up a mysterious paper from the floor. He realizes the paper is a dangerous, life responsibility agreement for students. Leo examines the document, realizing just how serious and risky this assignment is. The instructor calmly sips his tea, showing no concern for Leo's growing fear. The instructor continues to pressure Leo while holding the document in his hand. With a loud shout, the instructor makes it clear that there is no turning back now. Leo stares ahead with a cold and intense look in his eyes. He walks through the academy hallway, surrounded by other students. A faint, confident smirk crosses Leo's face as he keeps moving. He remains calm while thinking about the dangerous situation ahead. A signed agreement paper slams down onto a desk with a loud thud. The instructor mocks the students, asking if they are just poor, pathetic brats. The instructor stands in his office, looking out the window with a cruel grin. He smiles wickedly, clearly enjoying the power he holds over the students. Morning light shines over the academy buildings as a new day begins. Mia wakes up early in her room, feeling tired and uneasy. She rubs her eyes, trying to shake off the exhaustion of the morning. Mia steps out of bed, wondering what Leo is up to today. Mia wakes up early in the morning, feeling tired and groggy. She stretches her arms, unaware of the trouble happening at the academy. Mia walks to the table and spots a mysterious note left behind. She reads the note, confused by what it says. The note claims Leo will be away for 3 days for a school event. Mia stares at the paper, wondering if Leo is actually safe. She feels a sense of dread, questioning if the message is true. Her expression turns serious as she contemplates the situation. Meanwhile, a dark and eerie atmosphere surrounds the academy grounds. Crows circle above the ruined buildings, signaling a bad omen. The sky looks ominous as the birds scatter into the dark clouds. The abandoned, crumbling city buildings loom in the distance. A dark and ominous shadow looms over the ruined city streets. Strange birds circle the broken buildings in the eerie, quiet landscape. Leo looks out over the desolate area as he arrives at the location. A mysterious, bald man stands nearby and observes the scene with him. Students from the 5th Academy gather together in the middle of the wreckage. Leo confirms that students from all 5 major academies are present here. The tension rises as someone walks forward to confront the group. A cruel man mocks the students for daring to take the difficult exam. He stands with a cold, intimidating leader who looks down on them. True, the leader smiles wickedly and says the more weaklings there are, the better. Blank. True, a mysterious, grinning man stares intensely at the academy students. He identifies a powerful genius named Arthur from the First Academy. He boasts about the strength of Arthur's legendary family lineage. Arthur stands calmly, listening to the man's taunting remarks. Suddenly, a sharp blade cuts through the air with immense power. Arthur draws his sword, demanding to know who dares challenge him. The students watch nervously as Arthur prepares for a fight. Arthur moves forward, his aura crackling with dangerous energy. He steps firmly onto the ground, ready to unleash his skills. Arthur yells at his opponent, threatening to chop him into pieces. He stands ready with his sword, surrounded by a glowing aura. The mysterious man continues to smile, clearly enjoying the chaos. Arthur stares intensely as his energy begins to flare up around him. The intense aura surrounding Arthur signals that a battle is about to start. The ruins of the city serve as the backdrop for this dangerous standoff. Arthur looks up, his eyes sharp and ready to face his new opponent. A young man holding a large polearm steps forward to challenge Arthur directly. The mysterious leader watches from a distance, looking unimpressed by the commotion. Arthur stands his ground while the challenger continues to taunt him loudly. Arthur loses his patience and fires back a sharp insult at the challenger. The challenger's friends cheer him on, shouting for him to fight Arthur. One of the boys cheers excitedly, completely caught up in the heated moment. The group wonders who this strange new guy challenging Arthur really is. Arthur feels awkward as he recognizes the challenger, but the crowd keeps yelling. An announcement warns students that fighting outside the wild zone will lead to immediate disqualification. Arthur grits his teeth and declares that the fight will wait until they are inside. Arthur draws his sword, preparing himself for the battle that is about to begin. Arthur looks intense as he gets ready to face his opponent in the ruins. He takes a determined step forward, ignoring the crowd watching them from the sidelines. A mysterious man with a mark on his forehead watches Arthur with a wicked grin. The man calls out to Arthur, trying to get his attention before the fight starts. Arthur stands his ground in the center of the ruins as the tension rises. The onlookers gather around, curious to see how the confrontation will play out today. The stranger introduces himself as Elias, a student representing the elite 5th Academy. Elias stands confidently, wearing a sharp suit that marks him as a high-level fighter. Elias smiles with a strange glow, signaling that he is ready to test Arthur's strength. Elias mocks Arthur with a strange comment about his name and the sun. Arthur quickly checks Elias's status window to see his hidden potential and skills. Blank. True, Arthur stares intensely, his eyes glowing with a sharp, focused red light. Elias holds out his hand as if he wants to start a friendly challenge. Arthur looks down at the offered hand with a calm and confident expression. Blank. True, Arthur reaches out his own hand to accept the mysterious gesture from Elias. Arthur maintains his cool composure as he prepares for whatever comes next. The two rivals stand face to face and finally shake hands before their battle. Blank. True, a powerful energy sparks between them as their hands lock in a firm grip. Arthur successfully copies the powerful sword talent he needs for the upcoming battle. The signal goes out, and the highly anticipated event in the Wild Zone officially begins. The massive gates of the facility swing open, revealing the dangerous path that lies ahead. The competitors rush forward, sprinting with incredible speed toward the newly opened entrance. Arthur and his rivals charge into the zone, determined to prove their strength. Arthur leaps through the gate, his focus locked entirely on the intense challenge waiting inside. With his new talent active, Arthur prepares himself for the fierce combat to come. Toby watches with excitement as the competition kicks off, eager to see the results. Toby shouts a final warning to Arthur as the First Academy team leads the way in. Arthur stretches out his arms, complaining about how cruel and unfair the world is. Arthur and a mysterious rival exchange cold words before quickly parting ways. Arthur keeps a sharp and focused look in his eyes as he prepares for action. He dashes quickly through the dense, dark forest to find a safe spot. He moves with incredible speed, leaving a blur in his wake as he runs. Arthur drops to the ground, scanning his surroundings to ensure he is alone. He finds a secluded area and decides it is the perfect place to hide. Arthur stands alert, clutching his gear while keeping a close watch on the area. He checks his status window to see the new power he has just gained. The system asks if he wants to fuse his new mid-tier sword talent. Arthur stares at the screen with intense determination, ready to make his choice. He prepares to confirm the fusion and upgrade his skills for the coming fight. Arthur focuses intensely as he prepares to upgrade his combat skills. He reaches out his hand, ready to activate the system's power. Arthur feels familiar energy surging through him as the fusion begins. He kneels in the forest, determined to push past his limits. His eyes glow with newfound power as he gains strength. A powerful force slams into the ground, shaking the entire area. A bright pillar of light shoots up into the sky nearby. Arthur opens his eyes, feeling completely transformed by the process. He stands ready, now wielding his upgraded talent with ease. Arthur moves with incredible speed, testing his newly fused sword talent in the air. He draws his blade and slashes through the air with unmatched precision and power. The sheer force of his strike cuts through the thick trees like butter. The energy from his sword light tears through the environment effortlessly. Huge trees crash to the ground as Arthur demonstrates his terrifying new combat prowess. His status window confirms his growth, showing his improved sword and cultivation talents. Arthur stands ready, his eyes glowing with a newfound, dangerous confidence. He walks forward, leaving behind the destruction of his training session. A broadcast announces that all academies have officially entered the dangerous wild zone. Arthur and his fellow students prepare for the intense battles that lie ahead. The screen flashes with the title, marking the start of the intense action. Arthur enters the eerie, fog-covered wild zone where danger lurks everywhere. A bird's-eye view shows the vast, ruined city landscape awaiting the students. Arthur takes a confident step forward, ready to face whatever comes his way. He remains calm and focused as he begins his journey through the ruins. Suddenly, a massive, terrifying green serpent emerges from the shadows to attack. The giant monster lunges forward, tearing through the crumbling buildings with ease. Arthur stares down the beast, drawing his weapon to meet the challenge head-on. With his sword ready, Arthur prepares to strike at the powerful creature. The serpent lashes out with incredible speed, but Arthur is quick to react. His red cape billows behind him as he leaps into the air. Arthur dives toward the monster, determined to defeat the deadly serpent today. The giant serpent strikes, but Arthur remains calm and ready for the fight. Arthur swings his sword with incredible speed to meet the beast's attack head-on. With a powerful strike, Arthur cuts deep into the monster's scaly body. Arthur stares intensely at the wounded serpent, his eyes glowing with fierce energy. He finishes the beast, pinning it to the ground with a final blow. Arthur carefully picks up the glowing orb he earned from the defeated monster. He places his new prize safely into his bag before continuing his mission. Arthur recalls the exam rules, knowing he must hunt more beasts to win. He realizes he has a long way to go to reach the top rank. Determined, he prepares himself to keep hunting and secure his victory. Arthur leaps across the ruined city, moving quickly to find his next target. Suddenly, a desperate cry for help echoes through the dangerous wild zone. Arthur moves quickly through the quiet, ruined city to find more targets. He flies through the air, scanning the area for any sign of trouble. His sharp eyes notice something unusual happening just a short distance away. He lands firmly on the ground, ready to investigate the sudden commotion. Arthur spots a terrified student being surrounded by a pack of wolves. The student recognizes Arthur and calls out, hoping for a rescue. The student is panicking while clutching a large weapon, desperate to survive. The aggressive wolves leap toward the student, ready to attack him. The student turns and runs for his life, dropping his heavy weapon behind. Blank. True Arthur stares intensely at the scene, preparing to intervene in the fight. He swiftly uses his ability to snatch the weapon out of the air. Arthur jumps into the air, aiming his bow at the deadly wolves. He fires a powerful shot that flies straight toward the pack. The arrow strikes its target with a loud and violent impact. Arthur uses his special ability to blast the beast away. The wolf is sent flying backward, completely caught off guard. The terrified student watches in shock as Arthur dominates the fight. Arthur lands on the ground with intense energy and focus. He crashes down, creating a massive shockwave of dust and debris. The battlefield is completely covered in a cloud of swirling dust. Arthur stands tall with a confident, cold smile on his face. The student stares at Arthur, feeling both stunned and deeply afraid. The student screams, completely overwhelmed by Arthur's incredible show of power. Arthur stares intensely at the wolves as a powerful red energy surrounds his body. He activates his special speed talent, preparing to move faster than the eye can see. The air crackles with intense magical energy as Arthur prepares to strike his enemies. Arthur draws his blade, ready to unleash a devastating attack on the wolf pack. The wolves freeze in their tracks as they realize a lethal threat is approaching them. The beasts snarl and bare their teeth, desperate to defend themselves against the incoming assault. Arthur lunges forward with incredible speed, closing the distance between him and the wolves. He grips his sword tightly, channeling his power into a single, decisive movement. Arthur's eyes glow with a fierce light as he focuses on his target. He taps into his sword talent, sharpening his blade with immense, concentrated magical energy. With a sharp command, he executes a precise cut that slices through the air. A massive, glowing strike tears through the darkness, instantly overwhelming the remaining wolves. Arthur wears a wicked, determined grin while preparing to unleash his full power. He grabs his companion, demanding to know exactly where the target is hiding. His ally points a trembling finger toward the ruins in the distance. Arthur channels a surge of violent, pink energy that begins to crackle around him. The destructive energy tears through the air, heading straight for the ruined city block. A massive, explosive impact rocks the area as Arthur's strike hits the target. Arthur stands amidst the swirling pink aura, his eyes burning with intense, focused rage. The sheer force of his attack leaves a gaping crater in the crumbling landscape. Arthur stares ahead, his expression cold and focused on the chaos he created. His companion looks on in complete shock, stunned by the display of raw power. Dark, ominous clouds gather in the sky above the destroyed, quiet city ruins. A thin, glowing trail of pink energy lingers over the path of destruction left behind. Arthur charges forward with his pink energy crackling around him. He moves quickly across the ruins, tracking down his enemies. Arthur spots the soldiers hiding below and focuses his intent. He makes a heavy landing, shaking the ground with his arrival. The battlefield is littered with defeated soldiers after Arthur's brutal attack. He surveys the bodies of the fallen fighters scattered on the ground. Arthur realizes the defeated soldiers are wearing the First Academy's uniform. He unleashes another massive blast of energy, leveling more of the city. Arthur stares at the destruction, confirming the location of his next targets. He fires a focused stream of pink energy toward a distant building. The explosion rips through the structure, catching the enemies off guard. Arthur watches the chaos unfold from above, his eyes cold and focused. A massive, terrifying creature suddenly appears, shocking everyone on the battlefield with its raw power. The beast unleashes a wave of destruction, forcing the soldiers to scramble for their lives. One of the enemy soldiers watches in complete horror as the situation spirals out of control. He screams in frustration, realizing their plans are falling apart against such an overwhelming force. The soldiers attempt to regroup and counterattack, but they are clearly outmatched by the chaos. One fighter desperately hopes to secure 500 points despite the terrifying beast before him. He lunges forward with his sword, hoping to land a strike while the beast is distracted. The soldier notices the beast is running low on stamina and prepares a final, desperate attack. The monster lets out a deafening roar that shakes the very ground of the ruins. Its glowing eyes lock onto its prey, signaling that the real fight is only just beginning. Blank. True Arthur steps forward, ready to crush what remains of the opposition with his immense strength. Arthur wears a cold, determined expression as he stares down his remaining opponents on the battlefield. With a powerful strike, Arthur unleashes a massive explosion that tears through the urban ruins. The destructive force of his attack leaves the area in total chaos and burning debris. Arthur yells out in frustration, feeling that he might be too late to stop something. Blank. True, he clenches his fist tightly, channeling his intense energy for one final, decisive move. Blank. True, Arthur looks ahead with sharp, glowing eyes, fully focused on ending this battle right now. He launches a heavy piece of rubble at high speed, crushing everything in its path. Arthur walks forward calmly through the lingering smoke, his victory now clearly within his reach. His subordinates bow in respect as they congratulate Arthur for finally reaching 500 points. Arthur offers a slight, confident smirk, satisfied with the results of his brutal combat performance. A man in red shouts that he has finally secured the top spot in the exam. He clenches his fist tightly, feeling confident and ready to claim his victory. Suddenly, a terrifying, glowing monster appears, charging through the ruins of the city. The creature unleashes a massive wave of dark, purple energy that shakes the ground. Everyone is shocked to realize that the fearsome beast is still alive and fighting. The powerful blast sends debris flying everywhere as the fighters scramble to survive. The man in red looks on with a mixture of anger and intense focus. Dark energy surges forward, threatening to destroy everything in its path. They realize this is no ordinary fake monster, but a truly dangerous, real threat. The man in red screams in disbelief, wondering if they should actually hunt it. He stares ahead, his eyes narrowing as he decides what to do next. His followers look on with terrified expressions, stunned by the monster's overwhelming power. A strange and pungent smell fills the air as the situation turns dire. The environment shifts, signaling that something powerful is about to happen. Blank. True Arthur stands ready, his eyes locked on the dark threat looming ahead. He prepares to strike, his movements swift and full of focused intent. Arthur's eyes widen as he realizes the true scale of the danger. A monstrous, shadowy serpent emerges, surrounded by ominous purple energy. The creature looms over the ruins, casting a terrifying shadow everywhere. A mysterious, glowing object descends from the sky toward the beast. The object crackles with intense energy as it drops closer to the ground. The serpent snaps its massive jaws at the falling light, ready to feed. Blank. True, a strange, circular energy ripple spreads through the dark, mysterious arena. Arthur stands alone, facing the massive, shadowy silhouette of the beast. A mysterious voice echoes, calling out for water in the darkness. Arthur stares ahead with intense, glowing red eyes, ready for anything. He draws his sharp sword, the blade glinting with a lethal light. Arthur grips his weapon tightly, as crackling blue energy surrounds him. The sword hums with power, prepared to strike the incoming threat. A sudden, explosive clash rocks the area, sending shockwaves through the air. Arthur swings his blade in a wide arc, countering the beast's attack. The terrifying serpent reveals its monstrous, glowing purple head. Arthur leaps backward, barely dodging a massive strike from the monster. Arthur realizes with shock that the serpent is much faster than expected. The fearsome serpent unleashes a powerful, glowing purple energy attack at Arthur. Arthur is caught in the massive shockwave as the beast's strike hits the ground. He is sent flying backward through the air by the force of the blast. Arthur reaches out, desperately trying to grab onto something to steady himself. His fingers scramble through the air, failing to find a solid grip anywhere. Arthur recovers, surrounded by a swirling aura of intense blue energy. He prepares a counterattack, his eyes glowing with focused, cold determination. Moving with incredible speed, Arthur launches himself forward to strike back. The serpent roars in anger, its massive jaws wide open as it prepares to bite. Arthur lands on the ground, readying his weapon while his bow lies discarded nearby. He summons multiple glowing, circular energy blades to surround his enemy. Arthur firmly grips his sword, fully prepared to deliver a decisive final blow. Arthur swings his blade with immense force, cutting through the thick air. The serpent recoils as Arthur moves with blinding speed above it. Arthur descends from the sky, ready to strike the beast down. The serpent roars in anger while purple energy surges around its body. Arthur drives his sword deep into the creature, pinning it down. He grips the hilt tightly, pouring all his remaining strength into the attack. Arthur lets out a powerful cry, pushing himself to his absolute limit. The serpent towers beneath him, trapped by his overwhelming offensive strike. The battlefield is consumed by a violent explosion of purple energy. Arthur's blade glimmers, tearing through the serpent's dark, magical defenses. The energy erupts in all directions, signaling the final clash of powers. Arthur lunges forward, his eyes glowing with intent to end the fight. Arthur unleashes a powerful strike, driving his sword deep into the massive serpent's body. The impact creates a massive shockwave, tearing apart the surrounding ground with raw energy. Arthur catches his breath, feeling the intensity of the difficult battle finally start to fade. With a confident smirk, Arthur stares down the beast, knowing he has gained the upper hand. The defeated creature collapses, leaving Arthur standing amidst the rubble of the ruined battlefield. Arthur pulls out a special glass vial to collect a sample from the fallen monster. The vial glows brightly as it begins to fill with a mysterious, powerful essence. Arthur skillfully maneuvers his blade, ensuring he extracts exactly what he needs from the beast. He stands over the giant purple serpent, his mission clearly nearing a successful conclusion. Arthur holds a glowing red sphere, confirming he has successfully harvested the creature's core. He continues his work, carefully gathering more materials while the monster lies motionless nearby. Arthur collects a glowing green liquid into his flask, absorbing the creature's remaining energy. Arthur stands alone in the wreckage after his intense battle. He carefully examines the glowing vial of power he just collected. Arthur stares intently at a mysterious dark object hanging nearby. He suddenly realizes he must get his hands on that item. With lightning speed, Arthur swings his blade to claim the prize. The dark shard is sliced cleanly from its perch by his strike. The object falls to the ground with a sharp metallic clatter. Arthur kneels down to secure the shard and his other rewards. Arthur watches the chaos unfold with a cold, calculated smile on his face. The monster is brutally harvested, with its vital organs and essence completely drained. An angry rival realizes his prize has been stolen and screams in fury. He clenches his fist tightly, shaking with rage at Arthur's bold theft. The rival shouts that the 1,000-point trophy is his and vows revenge. His face twists into a mask of pure hatred as he prepares to attack. Arthur retreats into the rainy night, perfectly calm after securing his stolen loot. Arthur watches as his pursuers finally emerge from the dark, rainy ruins. The enemy group stands amidst the wreckage, clearly tracking Arthur's every move. They corner him, demanding to know where he has hidden the stolen prize. Arthur stands alone, surrounded by his aggressive rivals in the pouring rain. The lead villain sneers, confident that he will reclaim what was taken. He mocks Arthur, boasting about how easily he will crush his opponent. The scene remains tense as the gang prepares to launch a brutal attack. True Arthur keeps his cool, realizing he must hide and avoid a direct fight. He prepares a secret ability to escape the dangerous situation he is in. Suddenly, powerful purple lightning erupts, lighting up the dark, rainy night sky. Arthur channels his stolen energy, ready to unleash a devastating counterattack. Arthur stands amidst the ruins, his power crackling with intense energy as he prepares to move. He leaps across the debris, moving quickly through the stormy night to find a safe place. Arthur lands on a pile of wreckage, knowing his enemies will eventually track him down again. He remains focused, planning to turn in his collected monster parts for points in 3 days. He knows that by the time he finishes the exam, everyone will recognize his true strength. He reflects on his victory over the dangerous viper monster that he defeated earlier today. Arthur walks through the heavy rain, searching for a hidden spot to rest and recover. He finds a quiet, ruined building that serves as the perfect location to stay hidden. Determined to grow stronger, Arthur decides to focus entirely on his cultivation for now. He sets his gear down and prepares to use the items he gathered from the hunt. Arthur sits in the dark, curious about the power he might gain from the monster's blood. With a steady hand, he drinks the glowing green liquid to boost his abilities significantly. Arthur prepares to drink the strange liquid to boost his power. He holds the mysterious bottle tightly before taking a big gulp. Arthur swallows the glowing green liquid to prepare for his exam. Suddenly, a girl named Jane appears, looking worried about her brother. Jane stares intensely, seemingly sensing something unusual is happening right now. Jane sits in the classroom and wonders if her brother is okay. Back with Arthur, a powerful green energy begins swirling around him. His eyes glow bright pink as the energy flows through him. Arthur is shocked that his growth speed has increased 4 times. He continues to meditate while the intense green energy surrounds him. He realizes this is how his rivals have been getting stronger. Arthur's eyes narrow as he uncovers the secrets of his enemies. Arthur knows he must act fast before his limited time runs out. He stares at his supply of monster essences, ready to use them all. 3 days pass quickly as the deadline for the mission approaches. Students gather at the exchange station to trade their hard-earned rewards. Arthur walks up to the desk to present his items for evaluation. He drops his heavy bag on the counter, startling the nearby instructor. Arthur stands confidently, waiting for the staff to count his loot. The bag opens to reveal a massive stash of rare, glowing monster cores. The instructor looks inside the bag with a completely shocked expression. Nearby students whisper in disbelief at the sheer amount of treasure. A tall, intimidating man arrives with his group to confront Arthur. The group walks forward, casting long shadows as the tension rises. Arthur stands confidently before the staff, asking them to calculate his final score. The staff announces that Arthur has earned first place with an incredible 1163 points. Arthur is awarded 3 bottles of rare monster blood and a large cash prize. He calmly accepts the valuable rewards from the staff, while the crowd watches closely. A student nearby cheers loudly, clearly impressed by Arthur's massive haul of points. Nearby, a group of suspicious-looking students watches Arthur with cold, calculating eyes. Their leader whispers a quiet, threatening command to his subordinate, standing nearby. The leader wears a sinister expression, clearly planning something malicious against the young hero. The subordinate acknowledges the order with a sharp, obedient salute to his boss. The student continues to celebrate Arthur's success, oblivious to the danger lurking nearby. He eagerly points out Arthur's achievement to the other students gathered at the station. The teacher remains stern, silently labeling the student as an ignorant brat for his outburst. Arthur unlocks his apartment door and steps inside to get some rest. He walks into his home, tired from the long day of events. His sister runs toward him, excited to see him back home safely. She gives Arthur a big, happy hug as soon as he arrives. Arthur's sister looks at him with wide, surprised eyes after the hug. Arthur tells her he is perfectly fine despite the recent chaos. He smiles at his sister, happy to be home with his family. His sister gasps in shock when she sees the amount of money. The table is covered in expensive potions, ancient books, and cash rewards. She stares at the pile of wealth, unable to believe her eyes. They sit together and celebrate, joking about eating meat every day now. She picks up a mysterious potion bottle and shakes it with curiosity. Arthur sits down to examine the mysterious book he obtained from his recent mission. His sister watches with wide eyes as Arthur begins to flip through the pages. Blank. True. Arthur pauses as he reads something surprising in the text. Blank. True. He focuses intently, realizing the true value of the items he collected earlier. Blank. True. Blank. True. The book reveals the Terracore elixir, a powerful treasure that boosts cultivation talents. Arthur realizes the enemy he defeated previously was carrying this incredibly rare item. He is shocked to learn that he acquired such a powerful treasure so easily. Arthur pulls out the precious elixir, eager to test its effects for himself. Arthur thinks about the mysterious elixir he just found. He realizes this item is incredibly valuable and powerful. Blank. True. Blank. True. Arthur smiles while holding the rare treasure in his hand. His sister, Jane, is excited about how much money it is worth. Arthur stands by the window while Jane reaches for the bottle. Arthur watches her with a playful and confident expression. Jane holds the elixir while Arthur looms over her. Arthur suddenly reaches down to grab the bottle from her. Jane looks shocked as Arthur takes the elixir away. Arthur playfully pinches her cheek to tease her. Jane playfully shouts for help, pretending her brother is causing her trouble. Arthur playfully holds Jane down while keeping the valuable elixir out of reach. The precious bottle sits alone on the floor, waiting for someone to claim it. Arthur looks down at his sister, wondering if he should let her have a turn. He reaches out to touch Jane, and suddenly, a strange energy begins to flow. Jane feels a warm and comfortable sensation washing over her from the mysterious power. She looks surprised as the glowing energy surrounds her, changing her state of being. Arthur stares intently, his eyes glowing as he notices something unexpected about Jane. He realizes that her cultivation progress is developing in a way he did not expect. Arthur wonders if his initial judgment about her training was completely wrong. Jane feels a sudden, powerful surge of energy flowing through her body. The mysterious power wraps around her, glowing with a bright, intense light. A status window appears, revealing her hidden potential and frost talent. Arthur stares in complete disbelief as he reads the surprising data. He is stunned to discover her latent frost talent for the first time. Arthur quickly gathers the scattered items, his mind racing with new questions. He wonders what this means for their future and her dangerous path. Arthur stands over Jane, deeply concerned about the power she now possesses. A strange energy fills the air as Arthur focuses on a mysterious item. The atmosphere grows heavy with tension while he examines the golden object closely. Arthur holds up a beautiful, glowing trophy that seems to possess great power. He stares intensely, feeling the weight of the secrets hidden within this artifact. The room remains silent as he contemplates his next dangerous move in this game. His eyes narrow, reflecting a dark and calculated determination to succeed at all costs. The artifact pulses with a strange light, drawing him deeper into its dark mystery. Outside, the night sky looms over the city, signaling that time is running out. Suddenly, a bright red liquid spills from the trophy, shocking everyone in the room. Arthur watches in silence as the mysterious substance drips onto the floor below him. He realizes this item is far more dangerous than he ever could have imagined. Arthur sits alone in his room, desperate to regain the power he once held. Arthur wonders if he can reach the martial warrior level within a single month. He looks at the two glowing bottles and feels sad that his resources are running out. Arthur stares intensely at the mysterious artifacts while deciding what his next move should be. Blank. True. 10 days pass by as Arthur continues his training in a remote location. A small yellow bird lands near Arthur while he meditates in the quiet forest. Arthur stays focused in his deep meditation, ignoring the world around him. Suddenly, a panicked man rushes toward Arthur's training spot in the woods. The man spots Arthur sitting on the rock and stops in his tracks. The newcomer shouts in surprise, realizing that Arthur has actually been here the whole time. A man suddenly appears and yells at Arthur, who is caught off guard. The man claims Arthur was only avoiding a fight to complete his training. Arthur stays calm while the stranger continues to shout and make wild accusations. Arthur realizes the man was worried about a fight and clarifies he is just training. Blank. True. Blank. True. Blank. True. Blank. True. Arthur keeps his eyes closed and focuses, ignoring the man's loud outbursts. The man continues to pace around, clearly agitated by Arthur's peaceful behavior. He warns Arthur that his rival is backed by a very powerful, wealthy family. The man mocks Arthur's limited supplies, pointing out that he has already used everything. A large, fancy manor stands in the quiet countryside. A man with a top knot waits inside the building. He prepares for a meeting while a woman helps him dress. The woman kneels respectfully as she finishes her task. The man is addressed as father by someone arriving at the door. A powerful, bald man enters the room with a serious look. The bald man stares intensely, showing his authority. He gives the younger man a reassuring pat on the shoulder. The younger man looks up, appearing ready for what comes next. The father watches him with a stern and focused expression. The father commands his son to stand up and prepare. The son confirms that everything is finally ready to go. The stern father commands his son to follow his lead without any hesitation. He gestures sharply, expecting his orders to be carried out immediately and perfectly. The son stands in the grand hall as his father prepares to depart. The two men walk toward the massive doors to begin their mysterious mission. The son watches them leave, his expression cold and full of deep thought. The son remains alone, silently contemplating the heavy weight of his father's words. He watches as the figures exit the manor into the bright, open space. Outside, the father suggests that they should just hire someone to do it. The son stares upward, clearly unhappy with the path his father has chosen. He clenches his hand in frustration while thinking about the difficult situation ahead. Inside the luxurious hall, the son sits alone while his servants wait nearby. A servant pours a drink, but the tension in the room remains thick. Leo swings his glowing blade through the air with incredible speed and power. Several mysterious figures surround him in the woods, crackling with dangerous purple energy. Leo stands ready, his eyes glowing as he prepares to strike back at them. Bright, jagged bolts of energy light up the dark sky above the forest canopy. The air shimmers with intense magical pressure as the fierce battle reaches its peak. The sheer force of the energy makes the atmosphere feel heavy and distorted. Leo smashes into the ground, causing debris to fly everywhere during the clash. His blade cuts through the chaos, leaving a trail of light amidst the destruction. Leo pauses for a brief moment, catching his breath after the intense struggle. He looks up, wiping his brow and scanning the area for any remaining threats. He walks away into the dark, rainy night, his boots splashing through the puddles. Leo disappears into the quiet, deserted alleyway as the rain continues to fall. Leo walks through the dark, rainy city streets after his intense fight. Suddenly, a mysterious voice orders him to halt in his tracks. Leo looks up at a nearby power pole, sensing someone watching him. He clenches his fist, ready to defend himself against this new threat. Blank. True. Leo keeps a sharp eye on his surroundings with a calm expression. Blank. True. The power pole stands tall against the heavy rain pouring down tonight. Blank. True. A strange notification suddenly appears in the air before Leo's eyes. The system reveals the stats of a man named Lee Cun nearby. A strange energy suddenly erupts in the rainy city, drawing Leo's attention to the rooftops. A dark, shadowy force surges forward, launching a surprise attack against Leo. Leo reacts instantly, his eyes glowing as he prepares to defend himself from the assault. He reaches for his weapon, ready to counter the mysterious enemy's incoming strike. Green, crackling energy swirls around the combatants as the tension in the alley rises. Leo clashes blades with the attacker, sparks flying as their powers collide in the rain. The impact of their weapons creates a powerful shockwave that ripples through the narrow alley. Leo maneuvers through the air, keeping his focus fixed on his dangerous new opponent. He lands gracefully, maintaining his guard while scanning for another opening to strike. His intense gaze shows he is fully focused on defeating the threat standing before him. The tip of his blade points forward, ready to strike at a moment's notice. A mysterious, sharp-toothed man emerges from the shadows, clearly prepared for a lethal battle. A mysterious figure emerges from the shadows, wielding a sharp and dangerous-looking red blade. The scene shifts to a rainy alleyway where Leo is being hunted down. Leo moves with incredible speed, surrounded by a glowing blue aura as he dodges attacks. His opponent counters with a burst of green energy, showing off a terrifying power. The mysterious attacker appears, revealing a sinister grin and sharp teeth under the rain. Leo realizes who he is facing and expresses his shock at the identity. He wonders aloud if the person standing before him is truly the man called Leo. The combatants prepare their weapons, bracing for another round of intense, high-speed fighting. Leo realizes his enemy is using cheap, underhanded tricks to gain the upper hand. Leo stares intensely, his eyes focused as he analyzes his opponent's next deadly move. A sharp blade cuts through the rain as the fight intensifies. The enemy lunges from the shadows, shrouded in a strange green energy. Leo tracks the flying weapon with his keen, glowing eyes. Leo blocks the incoming strike with his own powerful, lightning-infused blade. The enemy suddenly vanishes, leaving Leo alone in the alleyway. Leo scans the dark, rain-soaked surroundings to locate his hidden foe. The enemy activates an invisibility ability to gain the upper hand. Leo stays focused, waiting for the slightest movement in the rain. The invisible attacker strikes again with a glowing green blade. Leo prepares to counter, his senses fully alert to the threat. Leo leaps into the air, dodging a swift and dangerous attack. Their weapons clash violently, creating a massive burst of light. The mysterious fighter is shocked by how fast Leo is moving. Leo prepares to strike back with his own powerful energy. Green energy swirls around the enemy, while Leo glows with red power. Leo launches a wide, sweeping attack to clear the area. The enemy stares back, unimpressed by Leo's latest attempt. Leo's attack cuts through the rain, but the enemy dodges it easily. The enemy wonders if Leo is really going to try that move again. He scoffs, thinking Leo's special talent is actually quite weak. The enemy claims that Leo's power truly belongs to him instead. Leo stands firm in the rain, ready to keep fighting for his life. Leo refuses to give up, even as the pressure continues to mount. Leo focuses his gaze, determined to prove that his power is his own. The arrogant enemy screams that Leo's skills are completely useless. Suddenly, a massive beam of energy crashes down toward the ground. Dust and debris fly everywhere as the powerful attack hits the alley. The enemy is caught off guard and takes a brutal, bloody hit. He is sent flying backward, crashing hard into the brick wall. Bleeding and shaken, the enemy struggles to stand back up. His eyes narrow with intense rage as he glares at Leo. A glowing blue aura surrounds Leo, crackling with raw, dangerous power. Leo stands ready, watching his wounded opponent carefully in the ring. Leo's gaze remains cold and focused, showing no signs of fear. A glowing green weapon lies on the ground near Leo's hand. The enemy shouts that Leo is finished and near death. Leo prepares to strike as his blade glows with intense, dangerous energy. His eyes narrow with focus, locked onto his target in the ring. With a powerful shout, Leo unleashes his devastating shadow blade technique. The attack tears through the air, striking the ground with massive force. Leo dashes forward, closing the distance between him and his opponent instantly. A sharp blade slices through the air, drawing blood in the downpour. Leo stands amidst the chaos, his presence radiating a cold, deadly aura. His energy surges, overwhelming the alleyway with a bright, ghostly green light. The wounded enemy stares back, looking shocked and completely defeated by Leo. Leo keeps his composure, watching his rival with a cold, unblinking gaze. The defeated man struggles to stay standing as his strength rapidly fades. Leo stands tall as his opponent finally collapses, ending the brutal fight. Leo stands in the rain, looking down at his defeated enemy after the intense fight. Leo stares coldly, his eyes glowing as he prepares to claim his opponent's power. He reaches out to touch the fallen man, beginning the process to copy his ability. Leo's hand glows with a strange, dark energy as he absorbs the new talent. A powerful green aura erupts around Leo, signaling that the transfer is now complete. Leo feels the surge of the new shadow power flowing through his own body. A system notification confirms that he has successfully copied the shadow talent from his foe. Leo stands tall in the rain, now radiating a mysterious and dark energy. The green shadow energy swirls intensely, showing the strength of his newly acquired skill. The air crackles with power as Leo fully masters the stolen shadow technique. Leo stands confidently, completely empowered by the new ability he just took for himself. Leo checks his status window, which now shows the shadow talent added to his stats. A powerful surge of green energy erupts, signaling Leo's successful absorption of the new talent. Leo stands in the heavy rain, his eyes glowing with newfound strength and intensity. Blank. True. The storm continues to rage over the mountains as Leo reflects on his recent battle. Lightning flashes across the dark sky, illuminating the aftermath of the intense fight. Leo looks down at the defeated opponent lying broken on the muddy ground. Leo reaches out his hand, feeling the resonance of the power he just claimed. He kneels alone in the forest, surrounded by the relentless, pouring rain. Leo takes a deep breath, steadying himself as the energy begins to settle. He thinks to himself that humans must be stronger than the wind and rain. Blank. True. Leo contemplates the fragile nature of a single leaf falling in the woods. He stares intensely into the heavy rain, his mind focused on his new power. Blank. True. He realizes that life is just as fleeting and delicate as that leaf. Leo reaches out to catch a leaf drifting down through the pouring rain. Blank. True. With a quick motion, he crushes the leaf firmly within his clenched fist. Blank. True. Leo stands alone in the forest, proving he is stronger than his enemies. Blank. True. Leo thinks about the leaf he just crushed in his hand. Rain pours down as Leo stands alone in the dark night. The storm continues to fall around him while he stays calm. He returns to his apartment to find some peace and quiet. The shower turns on, filling the room with warm, rising steam. Leo steps into the shower to wash away the day's stress. He stands under the water as the steam fills the bathroom. After his shower, Leo walks back into his living room. He reaches for a clean, comfortable shirt to put on. Leo pulls the shirt over his head to get dressed. He walks barefoot across the floor toward his cozy couch. Leo finally relaxes and sits down to enjoy a quiet evening. Leo looks at his table, filled with dangerous weapons and mysterious golden cards. He picks up one of the sharp, glowing red blades with a serious expression. Leo holds the weapon firmly, ready to test his skills once again. He gathers the golden cards, counting the resources he took from his enemies. Leo smiles, deciding to use the money his enemies wasted on him. He picks up a mysterious book titled Shadow Blade to study its secrets. Leo sits comfortably on his couch, fully focused on reading the manual. His eyes widen with excitement as he discovers a new, powerful technique. He declares that he will master this new ability immediately without delay. Leo gets up quickly, carrying his book and gear to his room. He slams the door shut, eager to train in total privacy. Alone in his room, Leo begins his intense practice session in the dark. A storm rages outside as Leo continues his intense secret training session. Leo looks focused and determined, ready to push his limits to the edge. He wonders why his ally, Yiyu, has not returned home yet today. Leo stands up quickly, his shadow stretching out across the dark room. He desperately needs more information about the situation involving his missing companion. Leo leaps out of his window, moving with incredible speed into the night. Surrounded by mysterious energy, he launches himself into the rainy city streets. He descends rapidly from the high building, aiming to reach his destination quickly. Leo lands firmly on the balcony, ready to confront whatever awaits him next. Leo keeps searching for his missing friend in the pouring rain. He uses his powers to leap through the stormy night air. The rain falls heavily as Leo moves quickly across the city. People walk through the streets below, hidden under their colorful umbrellas. Leo arrives at a school downtown to continue his desperate search. He drops from the sky, landing with force near the school. His sudden arrival creates a shockwave as he hits the ground. Leo sprints through the rainy streets, looking for any sign of Yiyu. He calls out his friend's name, hoping for a quick response. Leo looks around, wondering where his friend could possibly be hiding. He realizes the danger is worse than he originally thought. Evil people are targeting students here, and Leo must stop them. Leo stands in the heavy downpour, wondering if anyone can save the day. His intense gaze shows his determination to find his friend and fight back. Suddenly, a mysterious person approaches Leo from behind in the rain. Leo reacts instantly, unleashing a powerful energy blast to defend himself. The stranger moves quickly to avoid the sudden attack from Leo. Leo focuses his vision, ready to strike again at his unknown opponent. He prepares for a direct confrontation, his guard held firmly high. The person stops and shouts, revealing their identity to a shocked Leo. It is his friend, Yiyu, who has finally appeared in the rain. Leo looks completely stunned to see her standing right in front of him. Yiyu tells Leo that she needs to get to the classrooms immediately. She opens her red umbrella to shield them from the stormy weather. Leo and his friend discuss their dinner plans while walking through the rainy city streets. They continue their journey together, shielded from the heavy downpour by a shared umbrella. Leo walks cautiously past the dark buildings, keeping a watchful eye on his surroundings. He suddenly senses something strange and turns his head, feeling like he is being watched. A wave of alarm washes over him as he realizes he might be followed by someone. Looking down at the street from above, a dark car slowly moves through the rain. The empty crosswalk sits silent and lonely as the rain continues to fall heavily. The storm clouds hang low over the tall buildings, casting a gloomy shadow everywhere. Inside a room, a girl holds a plate of food, looking back at a man standing nearby. Outside, a black car remains parked in the rain, watching the building with mysterious intent. Leo's eyes narrow as he stays alert, ready to face whatever threat might be coming. He stands firm, his focus locked onto the danger hidden within the rainy night. The scene opens on a quiet school campus under a bright, clear sky. Inside the classroom, a teacher stands at the front, asking a difficult question. A female student stands up to answer, looking confident despite the pressure. Meanwhile, Leo stands alone on a rooftop, watching the city below him. Leo wears a dark hood, his expression serious as he surveys the area. He stands ready, keeping his hands in his pockets while he stays alert. Leo watches from above as he prepares to make his next move. Below in the parking lot, a mysterious black car sits waiting in the shade. A sharp, confident smirk forms on Leo's face as he spots his target. Leo watches the area with a sharp and focused gaze, ready to move. A mysterious black car is parked alone in the quiet lot below. Leo suddenly leaps from the rooftop, taking a bold step into action. Leo uses his power, determined to follow the target and uncover the truth. He moves through the air with incredible speed, fueled by his unique ability. Energy crackles as Leo dashes across the city skyline toward the target. The black car quickly speeds away, trying to escape the scene undetected. Leo tracks the vehicle from above, keeping his eyes locked on the driver. Leo lands high up on a crane, watching the man in the car below. Leo watches from the shadows as the car arrives at a dark, abandoned construction site. Leo activates his special abilities, his eyes glowing intensely as he prepares for a confrontation. He stares down at the scene, fully focused on the dangerous men gathered below him. A violent struggle breaks out as the men brutally attack a helpless person on the ground. The cruel thugs beat the victim, showing no mercy while demanding money he does not have. The victim desperately pleads for his life, insisting that he has absolutely no money to give. The beaten man collapses on the cold floor, struggling to breathe after the vicious assault. Two thugs stand over the victim while their boss watches the scene unfold from nearby. The cold-hearted boss sits in the darkness, radiating an intimidating aura as he waits impatiently. A mysterious person sits in the shadows, watching the scene unfold below. The battered victim begs for mercy, hoping to be allowed to leave. The cruel boss stands in the distance, observing the victim with cold eyes. Leo watches from above, hidden by his power, waiting for the right moment. The boss looks up, sensing that someone is watching him from the darkness. Leo stares down with intense eyes, ready to make his next move. The boss approaches the helpless victim, looking to finish their conversation. The boss shouts in anger, frustrated that his plans are being interrupted. He kicks the victim violently, showing no signs of stopping the abuse. The boss looks tense, suddenly realizing he might be in real trouble. The brutal boss stands over his injured victim, showing no mercy at all. The cold leader orders his men to get rid of the victim immediately. The leader points toward the victim while giving orders to his subordinate. The subordinate, a man with a ponytail, watches the scene with a dark expression. The subordinate steps forward, claiming he will handle the dirty work himself. The leader and his subordinate face each other as the tension continues to rise. Suddenly, a powerful surge of blue energy begins to crackle around the subordinate. The subordinate unleashes a fierce electrical attack, striking the leader without any warning. Blue electricity violently courses through the leader, leaving him shocked and completely overwhelmed. The leader falls to his knees, confused and betrayed by his own trusted man. The subordinate smiles cruelly, looking down at his own blood-stained hand with satisfaction. Leo summons a glowing, electrified weapon out of thin air to strike. He leaps into the air with incredible speed, ready to finish the job. His target looks on in complete shock as the attack descends upon him. Leo's eyes glow with a fierce, dangerous intensity during his lethal assault. He swings his sharp blades with deadly precision, cutting through the dark air. The green energy crackles violently as he closes in on his defeated foe. A dark, sinister grin spreads across Leo's face as he claims his victory. Blank. True. The boss lies on the ground, his hand covered in blood after the attack. His panicked henchmen rush to his side, realizing their master has been killed. Blank. True. The enemies are shocked to see Leo using a powerful shadow ability. The boss stares in disbelief as his plans crumble before him. Leo stands surrounded by dark energy, looking like a terrifying phantom. He steps forward with glowing blades, ready to finish the fight. Leo wears a cold, sinister smile while his power pulses around him. The onlookers scream, wondering how Leo acquired such a rare talent. Terrified by his display of strength, the remaining subordinates flee in panic. They cannot understand how a supposedly weak fighter defeated their leader. The wounded boss struggles to stand, gasping for his final breaths. Leo takes a deep breath, feeling the rush of his victory. He prepares to unleash one final, devastating strike against his enemy. A sharp blade of energy cuts through the air, ending the battle. Leo unleashes a powerful wave of dark energy, ready to end the battle for good. The boss tries to stand his ground, but he is clearly outmatched by Leo. Leo grips his weapon tightly, preparing to deliver the final strike against his enemy. The desperate boss screams that Leo cannot kill him, but his words are empty. Leo ignores the pathetic plea and strikes the boss down with brutal, cold precision. A massive, glowing arc of energy cuts through the air, finishing the fight instantly. The boss collapses to the ground, defeated by Leo's overwhelming and stolen shadow powers. Leo stands victorious, calmly pulling a mysterious item from his pocket near the body. Leo wipes his bloody blade clean, showing no remorse for the life he just ended. He tosses a blood-stained piece of cloth onto the floor beside the fallen man. The cloth lies there, serving as a grim reminder of the boss's ultimate defeat. Leo releases his energy, causing his weapons to vanish into thin air like smoke. Leo stands in the shadows, his face splattered with blood after the intense battle. He remains cold and emotionless while looking back at the chaos he just caused. Leo grips his weapon tightly, ready to finish his business and leave the area. He walks away calmly while his defeated enemies lie motionless on the cold floor. Powerful energy crackles through the air as Leo exits the scene of the fight. Outside, several black cars arrive at the building, surrounding the area with their headlights. A man clenches his fist in fury, sensing the death of someone close to him. The newcomer, a powerful leader, arrives with a look of pure rage on his face. He screams in anger, demanding to know who killed his son in this place. His subordinates rush to the body, confirming the grim reality of the situation. The leader stares at the evidence, his heart filled with a desire for revenge. The powerful man listens to the desperate pleas of his subordinates regarding the recent tragedy. The grieving father stands tall, his expression hardening as he prepares to seek cold revenge. Tears stream down his face, but his heart is quickly turning into a stone of hatred. His followers beg him to hunt down the assassin who ended his son's life today. The man kneels before the leader, offering a blood-stained piece of evidence from the fight. They carefully inspect the dark, ruined scrap of clothing taken from the brutal crime scene. The leader stares at the scrap, sensing a strange and dangerous power lingering within it. His eyes widen with sudden realization as he identifies the mark of his enemy's hidden talent. He declares that the killer definitely possesses a rare and dangerous ability like no other. The group of men gathers together, planning their next move to track down the deadly assassin. He holds the evidence up toward the sky, swearing to finish the person responsible tonight. A glowing, mysterious aura emanates from the object, revealing a terrifying truth about their target. Leo smiles calmly as he walks around the academy compound during the day. Leo walks alongside another student while observing the campus grounds. Leo looks thoughtful, suspecting that someone might be plotting behind the scenes. An elder watches from afar, wondering if someone is secretly manipulating events. The Grand Academy buildings stand tall under the bright afternoon sky. Night falls over the quiet city, leading into the next early morning. Leo wakes up early in his bedroom and stretches lazily in bed. He steps out of bed onto the floor, ready to start his morning. Leo grabs his shirt and starts getting dressed in his quiet room. He pulls on his black top, preparing himself for the day ahead. Leo grabs his bag and prepares to head out for the day. He stands in his room, fully dressed and ready to leave. Leo carefully ties his shoelaces to get everything perfect. Mia notices Leo is awake and asks if she accidentally woke him up. Mia looks worried as she walks toward him in her casual home clothes. Leo smiles at Mia, brushing off her concerns with a lighthearted comment. Mia asks if he really has to go out, or if he could take friends. Leo ignores her plea, remaining determined to go on his journey alone. He walks past her, his feet moving quickly toward the exit. Mia reaches out to stop him, desperate to keep him safe at home. Leo continues walking, carrying his backpack as he heads out the door. He remains focused on his mission, leaving Mia behind as he departs. Leo arrives at the wilderness, ready to hunt and test his growing strength. The ground suddenly shakes, signaling the arrival of a dangerous new creature. Leo spots a massive, monstrous ox charging toward him from the rocky terrain. Leo focuses his eyes on the beast, ready to copy its unique abilities. The creature roars, proving it is a powerful monster that shouldn't be underestimated. The giant beast charges at Leo, looking to crush him with its immense power. Leo dodges the attack, while his status window scans the monster's hidden traits. The system confirms the monster has weak bloodline and low-tier defense talents. Leo smiles, knowing he can easily steal these talents for his own collection. Leo watches calmly as the massive armored ox leaps into the air toward him. The beast roars in anger while preparing to deliver a crushing blow. Its heavy body crashes down with immense force, shaking the desert ground. Leo stands his ground, holding his bag while the monster lands nearby. Leo reaches out his hand to activate his special ability on the creature. A sudden shockwave erupts, pushing his gear aside as he focuses on the beast. Energy crackles around the ox as Leo begins to drain its unique power. The monster struggles under the pressure of Leo's overwhelming talent-stealing skill. A glowing blade materializes in the air, manifesting the stolen energy into a weapon. Leo leaps into the action, wielding the shimmering sword with expert precision. He spins through the air, dodging a massive tail whip from the creature. Leo's eyes glow with intensity as he prepares to finish the fight. Leo leaps into the air to strike the massive armored ox with his blade. The powerful attack hits the creature and creates a massive shockwave of energy. The sheer power of the blow leaves the monster staggering in the desert. Leo remains focused with electricity crackling around his body and his weapon. He is sent flying back by the force of the collision between them. The armored ox stands its ground as the dust begins to clear away. Debris is scattered across the landscape after their intense and destructive clash. Leo wears a confident smirk as he prepares to finish the battle. Intense heat and fire surround the ox as it readies a counterattack. Leo stands fearlessly before the giant beast, ready to claim his final victory. Leo faces off against the massive armored ox in a brutal, high-stakes fight. The powerful beast charges forward with incredible speed and strength. Its eyes glow with a dangerous, red energy as it prepares to attack. The armored ox lets out a fierce roar that shakes the entire area. Blank. True, the creature lunges at Leo, creating a cloud of dust and intense pressure. Leo stands his ground, ready to clash with the beast once again. He focuses his energy, preparing to unleash his own devastating counterattack. A dark, swirling aura begins to wrap around Leo's weapon. Leo grips his sword tightly, wearing a confident smirk before the impact. He prepares to strike with all his might to end the duel. The ground cracks under the immense power of their colliding forces. Leo dashes across the dusty desert, crackling with intense electrical energy. He focuses his power, preparing to unleash a devastating strike against his opponent. The massive armored ox looms over him, ready to crush everything in sight. Blank. True. Leo lunges forward, his speed blurring as he closes the gap to the beast. The armored ox roars, its glowing eyes burning with pure, unbridled rage. Leo draws his glowing weapon, channeling all his strength into his hand. Blank. True. Leo leaps directly at the monster, determined to end this battle right now. Blank. True. The armored ox stares down Leo with a menacing, glowing red eye. Leo leaps into the air with intense lightning crackling around his body. His expression is full of focus as he prepares his dual blade strike. Leo swings his swords down, but the creature's hide deflects the powerful blow. The blades spark against the ox's thick armor, creating a shower of light. Leo watches as his red weapon bounces off the beast's incredibly tough skin. The lightning energy ripples across the blade, yet the ox remains completely unharmed. Leo realizes the creature's defense is far stronger than he first expected. He lands back on the ground, assessing the situation with a determined look. Red shards fly through the air as the pressure of the fight intensifies. Leo stays alert, knowing he must find a way to pierce that armor. Suddenly, the massive beast retaliates with a heavy stomp, shaking the entire desert. Leo slams his electrified blade against the armored ox with immense power. The beast remains completely unfazed by the intense lightning strike. Leo grimaces in frustration as his attack fails to penetrate the hide. With a brutal counterattack, the ox sends Leo flying backward through the air. Leo crashes hard into the rocky terrain, creating a massive cloud of dust. Blank. True, he struggles to catch his breath while lying amidst the scattered debris. Blank. True, Leo grips his sword tightly, determined to find a way to win. Blank. True, he suddenly leaps forward, ready to launch another desperate attack. Blank. True, Leo checks his status and sees that his talent copying ability is on a 16-day cooldown. Leo remains focused while staring down the massive, dangerous armored ox in the desert. He holds his weapons tightly, ready to face the creature once more despite the risks. Leo realizes the beast is huge and thinks he can win with a clever surprise attack. He plans to use stealth to catch the monster off guard and turn the tide completely. Leo launches his weapon through the air, aiming directly for a vulnerable spot on the enemy. A sudden surge of energy erupts, and Leo feels the thrill of a hard-earned victory. The battlefield is covered in bright light as the powerful energy finishes the intense fight. Leo successfully strikes his target, surrounding the defeated creature in a wave of green fire. Leo keeps his focus sharp as he prepares to strike the beast again. He calls upon his special ability to gain the upper hand in battle. The shadow talent activates, surrounding the area in a bright, intense energy. Leo moves with incredible speed across the rocky terrain to close the distance. He charges forward with his weapon drawn, ready to deliver a powerful blow. The energy from his talent creates a massive shockwave across the desert floor. A surge of bright green power tears through the air toward the enemy. Leo strikes the armored ox with a flurry of swift and precise attacks. His blade makes contact, sending sparks flying as it hits the creature's armor. The powerful impact echoes loudly as he continues his relentless assault on the monster. Blank. True, Leo realizes his shadow attacks are perfect because the ox cannot see them coming. Leo uses his glowing energy to strike the armored ox with great speed. The beast suddenly activates a powerful golden shield to block Leo's attack. Leo realizes the creature has a weakness related to the earth itself. He stands his ground, carefully observing the beast to find an opening. Leo analyzes the creature's defense to see if he can break through. He prepares a new strategy while the beast remains protected by its shield. The shield suddenly pulses with energy as the beast prepares to counter. Leo notices a thin spot in the defense and prepares to strike hard. Leo focuses his energy as he prepares to make his move against the beast. He wears a confident smirk, knowing exactly how to exploit the creature's weakness. Leo lunges forward, surrounded by crackling green energy, closing the gap quickly. He unsheathes his powerful shadow blade to deliver a swift and deadly blow. Leo dashes toward the beast, aiming directly for the gap in its defenses. With a mighty shout, he unleashes his signature shadow kill technique upon the target. Leo thrusts his glowing blade forward, piercing through the air with intense speed. The armored ox roars in pain as Leo's strike lands a devastating hit. Leo delivers a crushing blow, sending the massive armored ox crashing down into the desert sand. A thick cloud of purple dust and debris rises into the air from the impact. Leo watches the scene closely, his eyes sharp and focused as the dust begins to settle. A faint, confident smile creeps across Leo's face as he realizes his plan is working perfectly. Blank. True blank. True Leo uses a special bottle to drain the monster's powerful essence after the successful strike. He carefully collects the beast's energy into multiple bottles while standing near its fallen body. Leo skillfully gathers the glowing red liquid, ensuring not a single drop of the valuable essence is wasted. With the task nearly complete, Leo stands up and wipes his brow, feeling satisfied with his progress. The giant creature lies motionless on the ground, completely defeated by Leo's quick and calculated moves. Leo prepares his next move, ready to finish off the beast with his trusty blade in hand. Leo unleashes a powerful surge of blue energy, ready to take control. The air crackles with intense power as he prepares his next move. The atmosphere shifts, signaling that something major is about to happen. Leo lets out a fierce battle cry, his eyes glowing with raw strength. He focuses his energy, determined to master the power he has claimed. A massive bolt of lightning strikes the desert floor with blinding force. The ground shakes violently from the impact of his overwhelming new ability. Dust and debris fly everywhere as the energy display lights up the sky. Two mysterious women watch the scene from a nearby rocky cliffside. They observe the chaos, clearly impressed by the strength Leo just showed. A woman from the mysterious group looks on with a calm expression. The symbol of the martial pavilion appears, marking a new chapter ahead. Leo clenches his fist as intense blue electricity crackles all around his body. He declares that his time in this current realm has officially come to an end. The ground beneath Leo ripples with raw power, showing he is ready to move on. Broken bottles and debris scatter across the ground, caught in the wake of his energy. Leo insists that the period for his transformation is finally over right now. His hand reaches out, pulling a massive amount of energy toward himself. He shouts that he is ready to unleash his hidden talent to the world. Leo lunges forward with glowing eyes, completely surrounded by his own surging lightning aura. The intense pressure of his attack strikes with incredible speed and force. The landscape is a vast and empty desert under a bright, hazy sky. Leo reaches out to touch a massive, ancient bone structure in the sand. A system window pops up to warn him that the target is incomplete. Leo wonders aloud if his copying ability has a limitation like this one. He looks thoughtful as he considers the nature of his mysterious power. Two figures stand together on a rocky cliff overlooking the desert horizon. The woman in the dark cloak stares ahead with a serious expression. Her companion in the red hood looks on with a focused gaze. Leo walks alone along the edge of a calm, blue tropical beach. He discards his clothes and shoes, preparing for a swim in the water. Leo stretches his muscles, feeling ready and energized for a new challenge. He steps onto the sandy shore, fully prepared to test his limits again. Leo walks through the market while two mysterious women whisper about his past adventures in the mountains. Leo keeps his eyes focused ahead, staying sharp and ready for any potential trouble coming his way. He remains calm and collected, keeping his true strength hidden from the people watching him nearby. Blank. True, one of the women watches Leo closely, clearly intrigued by the mysterious man carrying his heavy gear. Leo feels the intensity of their gaze, his sharp red eyes scanning the area for any hidden threats. Blank. True. Leo stops walking, realizing that he has caught the attention of these two dangerous-looking strangers. Blank. True. Leo stands his ground in the middle of the street as the two women approach him directly. Leo checks the status window to see the hidden talents of the mysterious young woman. The young woman yells at Leo for calling her sister in such a rude tone. She glares at him with intensity, clearly offended by his casual choice of words. She insults Leo, calling him a scrounger for his behavior in the town square. Leo stands his ground while the two mysterious women approach him in the street. Blank. True, Leo looks confused and worried as he wonders what the women are talking about. Blank. True, Leo sniffs his own arm, wondering if he still carries a strange scent. The young woman realizes she almost revealed a secret and quickly covers her mouth. Her companion whispers to her, telling her to keep things quiet for now. Suddenly, the young woman bows to Leo and asks for his forgiveness to avoid trouble. Leo watches as the mysterious woman walks away through the busy town market. Suddenly, a hand reaches out and firmly grabs Leo by the arm. A young woman with blonde hair smiles brightly while holding onto Leo's arm. Leo looks completely shocked and confused by this sudden, strange physical contact. The woman gestures toward the buildings, signaling for Leo to follow her group. They lead Leo into a large, quiet building filled with many different weapons. The woman excitedly claims that this is the best place to find gear. The shop is filled with heavy armor and sturdy shields on the walls. She proudly tells Leo that this is the largest shop in town. Rows of sharp spears and more shields line the walls of the shop. Leo looks at the items in the shop with a skeptical expression. He thinks to himself that the gear is way too expensive. He wonders how the association can justify these high costs. He looks at a list of rare monster blood and training manuals. Leo keeps questioning how anyone can afford these rare resources. The prices for these items are truly beyond his current budget. Leo continues browsing through the catalog with a serious look. He remains cautious while evaluating the value of the shop's goods. A mysterious woman reaches up to a high shelf for supplies. She presents a red suitcase filled with special books and potions. The woman smiles at Leo, waiting to see if he will buy. Leo hands over a golden card to finalize the expensive purchase. Leo picks up his new items from the mysterious woman's shop. He lifts the heavy red case filled with his valuable gear. Leo turns away and begins walking out of the shop. He keeps his head down, focused on carrying his new package home. Leo senses something real and powerful waiting for him just on the other side. He reaches out his hand to grab the heavy metal door handle. Leo walks inside and spots a mysterious woman waiting near the stairs. He feels the sudden intensity of the situation rising in the air. Everything is about to become very simple for him in this encounter. He stops walking and prepares to face whatever comes his way next. His eyes glow with a sharp, dangerous red light as he focuses. The woman gestures toward the upper floor, inviting him to follow her. A small, confident smirk forms on Leo's face as he accepts the challenge. Leo looks forward with a calm expression, ready to handle the mystery. He pushes the large door open to reveal what lies beyond the threshold. A mysterious figure watches him while calmly sipping from a decorative cup. A mysterious woman sits quietly in a room, calmly enjoying a warm cup of tea. She rests her hand on her knee, waiting patiently for her unexpected guests to arrive. Leo and his companion finally step through the doorway into the woman's private space. Blank. True, the woman suddenly exclaims that they are far too alike, clearly shocked by their presence. Leo looks startled, his eyes widening as he realizes the mysterious woman recognizes him. The woman reaches out her hand, inviting Leo to make a direct connection. Leo steps forward to meet the woman, ready to test his unique abilities against hers. As their hands touch, a surge of powerful energy sparks between them instantly. The electrical current intensifies, signaling that Leo's power is actively taking effect right now. A system notification confirms that Leo has successfully copied the woman's high-tier cultivation talent. Leo wears a satisfied smirk, knowing he has just gained a massive new advantage. Leo stands ready to face terrifying monsters after boosting his power. The scene shifts to a quiet house under a bright blue sky. Leo sits at a long table with two women in a tense room. A mysterious woman pours a cup of hot tea for the group. Leo watches the woman closely while keeping his arms crossed tightly. The woman continues pouring the tea with a calm, focused look. She gazes directly ahead, her expression unreadable and very serious. The atmosphere grows strange as someone mentions enjoying laughter. Leo remains seated while the blonde woman offers him the drink. The dark-haired woman sips her tea, looking satisfied with the moment. Leo watches as the woman in the red hood stands up from her chair. She stands tall with her arms crossed, looking confident and ready to speak. Blank. True, she mentions an important opportunity that has suddenly appeared for them. Leo listens carefully, his expression remaining serious as he processes her words. She warns him about being bound by certain dangerous expectations or rules. She adds that if anyone crosses the line, there will be consequences. She describes the terrifying fate that awaits those who fail or betray them. Blank. True. Leo thinks about the need to maintain his independence despite the pressure. The woman leans against the balcony, creating a relaxed yet intimidating posture. Leo keeps his focus on the mysterious woman while they continue their tense meeting. Leo is caught off guard by the sudden and intense revelation. He finds himself staring at a face he recognizes all too well. Leo looks on with a sharp, focused gaze as the tension rises. A mysterious woman stands before him, looking calm and very serious. She leans in closer, making the air in the room feel heavy. Leo clenches his fist tightly, trying to keep his emotions in check. He keeps his head down, deep in thought about the difficult situation. Leo looks up again, his expression now cold and full of resolve. The woman waits patiently as they stand together in the quiet room. Leo finally offers a subtle, knowing smile, ready to play his part. They meet in a private room to discuss their next dangerous move. Leo listens carefully as the woman explains the plan in detail. Leo arrives at a mysterious town filled with powerful martial warriors. He observes the busy streets while keeping a low profile. Nearby, a group of young children are laughing and playing soccer. Suddenly, a stern man in a suit steps in to stop the ball. The man and his partner watch the children with an intimidating gaze. He kicks the ball away, showing his cold and dominant nature. Leo wonders why these people seem so afraid of dangerous beasts. He questions the source of their deep anxiety and hidden fears. One of the suited men aggressively kicks the young boy's soccer ball far away. The poor boy looks on in fear and disbelief after his ball is ruined. The two cruel men grin contemptuously, showing no remorse for intimidating the townspeople. Watching this unfold, Leo feels frustration rising as rainy skies darken above the city. Staring across the rainy skyline from a rooftop, Leo vows to become stronger than anyone else. Pulling up his hood, Leo's eyes glow bright with relentless ambition and newfound resolve. His His system prompts him to fuse the powerful high-tier cultivation talent he copied earlier. Determined to reach a higher level, Leo triggers the fusion process without a second thought. The bright morning sun shines over Leo's apartment building after the rain stops. Inside the quiet hallway, the front door lock suddenly clicks open. The heavy front door swings wide open as someone arrives home. Leo walks into his apartment while carrying a heavy red suitcase. Mia looks up from wiping the counter, surprised to see her brother. She immediately rushes across the living room floor to welcome him. Leo greets Mia with a warm smile and gently pats her head. Mia pulls him into a tight hug, overjoyed by his safe return. She pulls back excitedly and asks if he officially became a martial warrior. Leo arrives back at his home with his luggage after completing his long training session. The family is ecstatic because they officially have a new martial warrior among them. Mia is absolutely thrilled by the incredible news and can barely contain her excitement. She celebrates the wonderful development with a bright and happy smile on her face. Mia jumps for joy while cheering loudly for Leo's impressive and hard-earned new status. She continues to shower him with praise and cheers to celebrate his big achievement. Leo thinks to himself about how his unique power awakens when he finds items. He sits calmly on the couch, looking at Mia while his mysterious ability begins activating. He knows that his special talent will soon help Mia become a warrior too. His internal monologue confirms that he can share his strength with her very soon. Leo stares forward with a determined look as his eyes glow with his power. He prepares to use his ability to identify and utilize the necessary compatible items. The young girl trembles while holding a pair of scissors in her hand. She is clearly frightened and asks her older brother for help with her fear. He wonders why they cannot simply go to the hospital to treat her injury. The girl explains that they lack the money needed for a hospital visit. The brother stares ahead with a cold look, clearly frustrated by their difficult situation. His face is covered in small bandages from the rough life they lead. She wishes he possessed the mythical healing ability of an immortal jellyfish. He asks her what that strange ability is, confused by her odd request. She reminds him that he read her a story about it once before. She explains that the jellyfish has a special power to heal itself. The brother sighs, telling her those stories are only meant to fool children. He insists the story is real, desperately trying to make his brother understand. Leo listens as his sister talks about her hopes for the future. She believes that when her special talent awakens, she will gain healing powers. Leo gently pats his sister's head to comfort her during their struggle. He tells her that he wants to become stronger to protect her better. Leo smiles, showing his determination to change their difficult situation for the better. True, she playfully reminds him about the legendary immortal jellyfish and its healing abilities. His sister stands there, surprised and holding the scissors as Leo dashes off. True. Leo reaches out and grabs a mysterious, dark book from the shelf. The screen flashes as Leo focuses his attention on the mysterious book. He is deep in thought while examining the pages of the old tome. Leo kneels on the floor, carefully reading the secrets hidden inside the book. His eyes widen with sudden excitement as he realizes what he has found. Leo exclaims out loud that he has finally discovered the answer he needed. His sister walks into the room and wonders why he is acting strangely. She asks Leo why he is mumbling to himself and sounding so different. Leo is lost in his thoughts, ignoring his sister's concerned questions for now. He thinks about how he will prevent her from getting hurt in the future. He vows that she will never have to suffer or be injured ever again. Leo stares forward with a determined look, ready to change their difficult fate. A confident smirk forms on his face as he prepares to use his power. Mia confronts Leo about the strange book he is holding. Mia looks down at him, wondering what he is doing. Leo suddenly slams the book shut with a loud noise. He stares intensely at the mysterious, ancient-looking cover. Leo realizes that the stories inside the book are real. His eyes glow with a new, dark power as he focuses. Mia watches him, shocked by the sudden change in his aura. Leo stands up and walks away while still holding the book. Leo's gaze remains sharp and focused on his secret goal. He grips the book tightly, ready to use its forbidden power. Leo realizes he needs to act quickly to get ahead of everyone else. He prepares his hand in a specific seal to begin his training. Leo sits in deep meditation as energy swirls around his small room. He feels frustrated by his current progress with the new power. Leo complains that his body is absorbing the energy way too slowly. His eyes narrow with determination as he searches for a faster solution. He wonders if there is a shortcut to boost his physical strength. Leo suddenly remembers the potential power hidden inside beast blood. He grabs a mysterious bottle containing a dark, magical red liquid. Without hesitation, Leo drinks the beast blood to force his evolution. The potent liquid begins to take effect immediately within his system. Leo braces himself as the raw power starts changing his body. The sound of energy crackles around Leo as he begins his dangerous transformation. Leo sits in deep meditation, surrounded by an intense and swirling aura of power. His eyes widen as the raw energy from the beast blood surges within him. Leo decides he must travel to the dangerous lake of death immediately. Leo stands up, ready to embark on a journey to find stronger abilities. He feels the weight of his mission as he prepares to leave his room. A system notification warns him that his talent copying ability has a long cooldown. He vows to find a powerful new talent to help him survive the future. Thick, dark smoke begins to swirl around the area, signaling a dangerous new arrival. Leo narrows his glowing red eyes as he senses a powerful and threatening presence nearby. A mysterious figure reveals a sharp, wicked grin, clearly ready to challenge Leo for supremacy. If you want part 2 of this video, drop a comment, and at 1,000 likes I'll release part 2. Tell us in the comments how much you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for part 2.